Bayakasha. We're on, guys. Just a second. Man, guys, what happened is I used this computer just for the podcast and came in at 6 o'clock. Me and Jesse had some healthy food there. And and I'm just messing with this up, trying to fix the microphone. How's the mic, guys? Testing. 1, 2. 60 minutes. Yeah. How does this work? Desktop audio, microphone. It's okay? Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm just checking stuff. What's this? La 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 la. All right. Mic is good. Does it sound echoey, guys? Just gonna get this started. Speak up, bud.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Is it low, guys, or is it high? It's about as high as this goes. You want that hat, Sebastien? They're coming soon. They're coming soon. Good. Oh, so they like that mic. The main mic's not plugged in. Yeah, we don't want to echo. Yo. Oh, there you go. How about now, guys? Is the microphone better? I think so. Is that better? Nice. There we go.
Very nice.
I got my boy.
What's up?
Jesse Krawl. Actually, I've known Jesse for how long now? 4 years?
Something like that, I believe.
3 years. 3 years.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Jesse is a bass angler out of Kitchener. Fishes Lake Erie, the Great Lakes a lot, Lake Ontario. Me and Jesse met at a divisional TBF. You had to qualify to get there, no? We had to have a certain amount of boats. We qualified as boaters, non-boaters, right? And it was out of Waddington?
Clayton, New York.
And when you do those events, guys, and I love the CBF for that. It's a great club to join when you begin in the bass fishing industry. It teach you fishing etiquettes. We're going to retouch base on that. But fishing etiquettes, they're everywhere. There's what clubs is there? There's Kitchener.
There's KW. There's Golden Horseshoe, which is the Hamilton area.
Yeah.
Which I fish with mainly because
more guys.
Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, we got all that right there. So I fish with those guys.
The Quinny guys.
Yeah, there's Quinny, there's
NGTA.
Kawarthas. I think there's like 9 different clubs throughout Ontario.
Simcoe County, Muskoka. Fat Bass is in there, which is Georgian Bay. If you guys are interested into that, just send me an email. Send me a message on Instagram or Jesse Krawl on Instagram. He'll guide you where to go. It's pretty cool, man. You get to fish with guys that have been in the industry for a long time, guys that like to fish here and there. And, I mean, I wish I knew that when I was a kid.
Me too, man. I wish I started fishing when I was younger and was able to fish those events, even through like the CFT days.
Yeah.
And, come up doing that. But, like, when I started with the CBAF, I loved it. I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Great bunch of guys I met you through,
Yeah. It's a great grassroots, because I think they have meetings. And if you attend the meetings, a lot of things get hashed out and you hear stuff. And down the road, if you're going to want to fish tournaments and not piss guys off, you learn things. Hey, I shouldn't do this to this guy. hey, I'm fishing at the back of the boat. I shouldn't cross the guy's line in the front of the boat. Yeah. Even if he's on your team, me, I don't care. I mean, if we go fishing together and you catch all 10 fish in the well, good.
Yeah.
You know, as long as we catch them.
Yeah.
So that doesn't bother me, but some guys have etiquettes. Which, talking about etiquettes, you fished Simcoe today.
I did.
How was it?
It was good. It was good, but it's Simcoe guys are interesting.
Yeah, you're used to Lake Erie, right?
I'm used to Lake Erie, where we're far and few between out there most of the time. And here you seem to be right on top of each other, and
you know the thing is, it was a mega nice day.
Absolutely.
My day wasn't so great. Like
Yeah.
we had fun. I took my dentist, the guy that did my brace, Grant. But like I tell people, like Lake Simcoe, like there's 6 spots, 6 areas. Lake Erie has 50. You know, there's always areas like. They all become community holes on Lake Simcoe.
Yeah.
Especially in the fall, and it's not bad. I like it because, you know, I like showing up when there's guys and just catching.
Yeah.
That's the best, but
yeah.
having that little hidden spot doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that's the price to pay too. If you do well on Simcoe and people recognize you, they'll follow you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's
but
like that.
You got people follow you.
It happens.
And that plane.
What was that about?
What? Like I saw it coming down. I'm like, hey man, it's kind of heading towards us. Kept fishing. Grant looks at me. He's like, hey man, that plane's coming here.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I didn't have time to grab my phone and film it. If Grant went like this with his rod and jump, could have touched the wing 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, it was nuts.
Yeah, I got that video on
Grant
my
was
Instagram
like,
story.
That's cool. I'm like, yo, what the hell, man? That's not cool.
No.
I ducked a little bit like this. I was that scared.
How can you not? I saw him coming down the lake, and I was sitting there retying, and I looked at him, and my phone was right beside me, and he's like, he ain't stopping, and he ain't going up. I don't know what he's doing, so I grabbed my phone, I filmed it, and you can see the plane just go right over my head.
Yeah, and he didn't divert. Like, he didn't aim for us either.
No.
He was just in the one line. Like, yeah, it was. I didn't understand that. Did he want to try to show off, thinking it was cool, or was it a dick move? I was wowed but pissed off at the same time.
All I know is you and I must have been in the same line then.
Yeah, no, we were south end. But yeah, so you caught a good one today.
Yeah,
good ones.
Yeah, I caught a couple good ones. It was it's fun. I don't have much experience out here. I've talked to you many times about it, and you said come out here and fish it the way I fish Erie.
Yeah, the Lake Erie guys do well here, man.
Yeah, at the end of the day, smallmouth is smallmouth.
Yeah.
You gotta understand what they're doing, and this time of year, what's going on, what kind of presentations work.
Yeah.
And if you can put that together with just some common sense, you can go catch smallmouth on a good day, you know?
Yeah. But the thing is, we talked about this off camera, but you go to Lake Ontario, like the big Lake Ontario, not the river, or you go to, maybe not Lake Erie, but you go to Lake Huron or Georgian Bay and you get them deep there, or you get them far from the community. They're silly.
Yeah.
Like it's not about like, yeah, sure it's about skills, but they're not that picky.
Yeah.
Go Lake Simcoe or Lake Erie, you better have the right color.
Yeah. Yeah. Color's everything when it comes to having a good day out there and a bad day. So.
What's your favorite color if you're gonna go fish in the fall? You came up here this morning. What did you have tied on color wise?
This morning I showed up.
What's
here,
the first thing you picked up?
Green pumpkin diesel minnow by Z-Man.
Yeah.
1/2 ounce football head. Cast that out, 10-pound cigar line. Drag that.
Yeah.
It's fall
goby.
time.
Yeah, it's a little goby bait, right? It looks like a little goby.
Yeah.
And I think that might have been the ticket today, downsizing instead of upsizing.
Yeah.
Because don't want to give out too much, but me in the fall it's small.
Yeah.
And in December it's like musky rod, like big swim baits.
Yeah.
Like that stuff, like that. It's so it really, you know, today I could tell because I fished yesterday. I don't know what happened, but like they're like you don't even mark them.
No. You see little flickers here and there, but you're not
marking. Like you can't go out today and say I'm gonna graph until I see them because you're like just fish where you think they are.
Yeah. But that's a big thing on Erie too. The rocks are so big out there and they're so plentiful that if you graph over an area and you see a ton of rocks there, you almost just gotta fish it.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not always gonna pick up those fish because they're sucked in so tight in those rocks and you know. So for me, it's not always about seeing that mark on my graph. It's having confidence in what I see structure wise.
Yeah.
So
you smell that. He's never smelt it, guys. He's never smelt it. You guys know what that is? The sauce, gold beef flavor. But like, I want a good strong sniff.
You want me to just like put it right up the nose?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
No.
Why not?
I'm just kidding. No. Just take a regular whiff. That stuff's legit, man. It works. Like, you put that on that diesel minnow. Keep those for Lake Erie. But what do you think of scent? Be honest.
Scent is something I haven't really played around with. I know guys swear by it. It's just something I've never tried, and I'm sure I'm missing bites because of it. I know you talk about it all the time. Yeah. Dave Chong, he loves it.
Yeah.
He loves scent, and for me personally, it's just I haven't done it.
Honestly, man, on a day like today, like where I didn't fish an area where I made 2 casts. I just went, made a cast, and out there. I'm having fun. Yeah. You know, I'm trying stuff. I'm enjoying the day. I'm not trying to break the lake apart. I just went fishing.
Yeah.
Didn't have much. Like, my biggest fish was in cooch.
Yeah.
But the today, man, I'm like, okay, we're not getting that many bites. Sure, I wasn't breaking down the water. Like, I just went and fished regular 35 feet everywhere I went.
Yeah.
They might have been deeper or whatever, but at one point I'm like, okay, I gotta put some of that on.
Yeah.
On cooch, we put a tube and I caught a lot of fish.
Yeah.
So the Krawl, like, yeah, and our biggest fish came from cooch. We didn't catch no giants on Simcoe.
Yeah.
But it was, I think on days like today it would help.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes them bite, but if you have that on, instead of having it hook here, it's like in the roof.
Yeah.
You know, when they fight like crazy and you know it. Yeah.
First thing this morning, that diesel minnow was choked in that mouth. Well, not fully choked, but he ate it good, so
yeah.
I knew I was on the right color, and
yeah,
it's green pumpkin.
But then we talked about this on the podcast. LB Isabella, she came fishing on Georgian Bay. Some like unfished area. We're fishing like shallow stuff, and you see them. The whole ground is like that carpet. It's like dark.
Yeah.
And then it's crystal clear water. It's not like Simcoe Lake here. It's like gin clear.
Yeah.
And then you see a bed. It's like just glowing, and you see the one bar in it. You know it's a bass. She made like, together we might have made 40, 50 casts. Nothing. She grabs the ugliest tube rod. She has a massive tube, giant head in it. I'm like, it's a bit heavy right now. It might work later. She goes, I'm like, put that on. She puts that on. The tube wasn't even hitting the bed yet. The fish just came, ate it, and as he came, it was so cool to see. Like, he ate the bait and just went pop, pop, pop. He was trying to break it.
Yeah. What
happened to the 40, 50 cast? A drop shot, small tube hair jig, Simcoe, you know, run a jerkbait through it, pause it. Run a big swim bait through it, pause it, nothing. You put that, all of a sudden you get bit. And they might attract.
Yeah.
I think it might attract, man.
Yeah, definitely. I believe in it. Like, I know guys swear by it. It's just something I haven't dealt with.
Yeah.
You know, like,
first
time I picked up a fishing rod was 6 years ago.
You don't put anything on largemouth bait, like when you're flipping and stuff?
No.
Because that's your favorite stuff to do.
It is. I just have enough confidence in my bait I'm throwing.
Yeah.
Z-Man meadow bugs, best flipping bait out there.
Yeah. Plus you don't have to change it often.
No.
Yeah.
No, I went opening weekend Quinny, 2 days straight, 20 pounds each day, tons of fish, one bait all weekend.
Yeah.
You know?
Just dunking weed.
Yeah.
That's fun, eh?
Drop shot bait in my boat right now, tied on. Z-Man trick shots. Same
one
I've had on for weeks.
Yeah.
I don't retie it.
It don't come off. It don't come off.
It ain't coming off.
Yeah.
It's beat up, but
the one thing that Z-Man doesn't have though is scent.
Yeah.
Do you notice that?
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing sometimes.
No.
You know, sometimes like let's say you fish a Guggen bait, it's all anise scent. You can't really choose it, or it's all coffee scent. That's why you grab this, and then you can put the scent you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, sometimes you want to fish that diesel minnow for lake trout.
Yeah.
Herring salt, because I got the herring sauce, or you want to go fish for a walleye, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna put some goby on it. That's what's cool. Like if they don't have scent on
Yeah.
it, sometimes the anise might turn them off or something.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely.
But we designed this for the winter. A lot of the audiences, ice. Hey, hold on. When's the last time you went ice fishing?
When did I buy my boat?
What? When you
Last
bought
time
your
I went ice fishing was before I bought my first boat. Because I bought my boat, I said, well, why am I gonna walk around the lake anymore?
Yeah.
When I can drive around in the summer, that's good enough for me.
Oh yeah. So where would you ice fish?
I came up here a couple times, did some perch fishing.
Yeah.
Just little hot rentals. That's actually how I got into fishing.
Yeah.
My buddy called me, said, let's go ice fishing. I said, let's go. And just that tick, tick, tick with little ding perch all day long, I'm like, this is everything I've been waiting for in my life. So I started fishing probably 7 years ago now.
On Lake Simcoe.
Yeah. That was the first
Lake
time I ever
Simcoe,
went fishing.
I fished through my whole life, like as a kid, like from shore most of the time, doing trips here and there with friends on boats, but mostly from shore. Moved to London, Ontario, Thames River.
Yeah.
Like you got the Grand and Kit, like Thames River, like there's everything, musky, crappie, super fun.
Yeah.
And then I fished Lake Simcoe out of a boat that I had. They rented tin boats, and I'm like, that's it, man. Crystal clear water. It's just a big aquarium.
Yeah.
I like fish. Like I like seeing them. Like not just catch them.
Yeah.
Went and got a tin boat. I drive around that with a 12-footer or a 7.5 Mercury. I did the lap of Lake Simcoe tons of time. But it's Lake Simcoe as a power like that to attract fishermen. Like looking down the hole and looking at those perch.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's pigs in there, man.
Oh yeah.
So today, you did see any whitefish?
No.
So that's the cool thing, and I've been texting with Will Wegman. I don't know if he's texting me back.
I've never even caught a whitefish.
He has. Man, it's a reverse tarpon. All right, it's got instead of having them out like this, it's like this. I call them sea cows because they're always like roaming in packs and checking the bottom. But for the past 2 weeks, I would show up, and if it's flat calm outside, you see them 10 feet below the ice. They look like herring, all going suspended, facing the same way. So cool. Today, I saw over 100 whitefish with my own eyes.
So are they spawning now?
I think what's going on is that they're like, during the day, they're chilling like this, in groups, probably hull horning on the female, right? Because the pike do that. You'll have a big female, and then you'll have 4 little pikes on her, chasing her. Okay, lay your eggs, and they're looking to spawn. Same thing with the perch. Big female, 4 or 5 fish on it. They all get horny, and it's not like the trout or the bass where they pair up. But I've seen bass also spawn with my multiple group. Like, I'm not going to say the word, but like, you know, it starts with O and it ends with Y. All in a ball. We were talking about that today. Like, there's too much pheromone or whatever hormones in the water, but it's the same thing. Those whitefish probably hang out, and when they're ready to go spawn, they go and spawn and come back. It was cool, man. We were blown away by it. And
I should have been there.
I think you had to once I saw one, and I could mark them with the side imaging. I'd be like, oh, they're right there, and I'd go with the trolling motor. I'm like, dude, this is so cool. So Grant was like, I couldn't believe like there was whitefish 2 feet below the surface in 50 feet of water. I just couldn't understand it. And it's been like that for 2 weeks where I would mark them on the side imaging. I knew they were fish, and then I would put my drone down. I'm like, they're bass, but they don't bite. Like I'd sight them on the side imaging. I'd casted them. I'm like, oh, like I gotta hook one.
Yeah.
After 2 days of fishing, like you gotta hook one.
Yeah.
I just got tired. I put my drone down, and I'm like, man, those are whitefish. Like I've been trying to catch whitefish for 2 days, like through everything. I'm like, I gotta done. Like, so it's pretty cool that because they're known to be like bottom dwellers. Like, so that was pretty cool, man. Everybody's asking me about the bass cap problems. It's in litigation right now. That's the proper per where? Litigation?
That's pretty big.
I filed some papers. It's on the mail. We'll see what they do, man. That's up to them. I just that's another discussion for another day. But yeah. Hey, hold on. Do you have a Ranger?
I do.
So 520.
Yeah.
Yeah. L.
C.
C. What's the difference between the L and the C?
C's faster.
C is faster. Why?
C's faster. It's
Just a design.
faster and drier ride.
Yeah. Nice. And how's the G2?
Oh.
Yeah, just
We're opening
this
can
is
of worms. This is
the table where you open the can of worm.
I love the motor. It's strong. It's powerful.
Yeah.
But I am terrified of it right now.
I know, eh?
The warranty deal. I had some issues earlier this summer, and everywhere I talked to, every dealership, they're telling me 6 weeks to 2 months to look at it. And as bass fishermen, our season's what, 5 months of the year, 6 months.
And that's still look at it. That's not too well. That's actually the dealer.
Yeah.
That's not really Evinrude because they're just telling you. You want me to look at it? I'm an Evinrude dealer. I'm not. It might just be a fuse. It might.
Yeah.
Now it's not even waiting for parts.
No.
Now I had a G2 as well. Honestly, man, it's the most fun engine to drive.
Absolutely.
It's driving a Cadillac CTSV.
Yeah.
It's fast. It's peppy too, eh? It's
Oh,
like that 40 mile to 70 miles an hour is very fast.
Oh, yeah.
Like it'll put you in your seat. I saw that you have the RX4 prop. That's like the best prop ever made. Like I'm a huge Mercury fan. They build the best prop, but that RX4 is the best for a bass boat.
I love that prop. I love that
It's
boat.
insane, man.
I'm glad things happened the way they did last year, and I ended up with this boat.
Well, hold on. What happened last year? Sure. What happened last year?
Which time? The first time or the second time?
The one where you had to take a cab back from the U.S. border to Canada, bud. Is that what happened?
No, I.
Explain the situation.
Well,
Tell me the story like I've never heard it before.
November 22nd last year, I was out fishing Lake Erie. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I decided to make a run to the stateside, and from where I was, it's about 25 miles. And I was running an 89 Ranger, as you know, the 390B. We talked about that.
That Ranger's so badass, though.
Well, you remember how I had done up like every boat nowadays.
Yeah.
And ran across the lake, and 3-footers, maybe 4s occasionally.
Maybe 4s.
Who knows?
Couple 5s.
It's Erie in the fall. Like, you don't worry about that.
When I saw that happen, I looked at the owner. It's like, you went to the U.S. side.
So I made the run, and I had some faulty wiring that decided to fall apart.
Yeah.
And that boat sat really low in the water, and just started taking on a little bit of water while I was fishing. Fishing was great. Just bang, 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 fish after fish. And then go to hop on plane, 4:30 in the afternoon. Oh, there's a little bit of water splashing around my feet. That's not good. And look down, the whole rear compartment, like my batteries are submerged in the water. So as fast as I could, upwards like this, I headed for shore, and I beached my boat and I hopped out.
Wow.
I was up to my neck, 41-degree waters, like water temp. And then where I was fishing, it's a cliff right there. So it's vertical, but I found one guy who had some concrete that he dumped over the back of his property.
Yeah.
Climbed up that, and then dealt with the cops, dealt with the paramedics. I didn't have my passport with me.
Oh my God.
Because my passport was in my truck, which was in Port Colborne. My keys were in my boat, which was underwater. So I called my buddy. I said, I'm in America, I need you to come get me, but you have to go to my house in Waterloo from Burlington, get my keys, go to Port Colborne, get my passport, and come pick me up in Buffalo.
Oh my God.
So I called him at about 5 o'clock, and he showed up just before midnight, because he was at the dentist when I called him. He was heading there.
Wow.
And
so hold on, the cops just held you the whole time, I guess, because you didn't have your passport?
Nope.
They said just wait here?
Nope. They asked me what my plan was to get my boat out of the water.
Yeah.
And a couple houses down from where I beached it, this guy actually had a ramp at the back of his property.
Yeah.
So I said to the cop, I'm going to see if I can use his ramp to pull my boat out. I beached my boat earlier in the year too and sank it.
Yeah.
So I've been through this before, and I knew what I needed to do. And
when did you get the boat out?
I ended up saying screw this, because I figured after being out there all night, there'd be too much water and I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
So I called boat tow US or whatever
Yeah.
it is. $6,000 bill to go recover it.
Oh.
Yeah. And they almost sank it on the way back in too, because they stopped because there's holes in my hull from the waves being up against the rocks all night. So my hull was towed.
So it was getting water in.
As they're dragging it.
It was trying to be a deep diving crankbait, but Ranger's going down. Oh my God.
So, yeah, they towed that in, and I showed up at the ramp the next morning there in Buffalo, Small Boat Harbor, and my boat's hanging up in the air by a crane, and they just sat on the trailer and paid him $6,000, and away I went.
$6,000.
And that was the discount.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But now you got a new Ranger.
Now I got a new Ranger.
You know what the big thing to take out of this, guys, is to, when I go out, especially when the water's below 60. Like, we're fishing big water, man.
Oh yeah.
Guys like you and me go in the water, we ain't swimming the shore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
We got too many layers on.
yeah.
You know,
like,
that time of year, it's
nobody's wearing a life jacket.
No.
I mean, later on when it gets, honestly, you're not wearing a float suit today, but it's also not rough today. But when it's rough and even warm and the water's cold, like, that's why the thing to take is when you put your boat in the water, first thing you do is you check the fish pond.
Yeah. They worked first thing in the morning, but somewhere on that run, they copped out on me, and you know, these things happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, you remember when I fished the divisional, the TBF, I went to the lake. I talked to you the night before. I'm going to the us, or you're like, you're crazy, man. I'm going.
I would have gone too, but I blew my motor in practice. So.
Oh man, honestly, I don't think nobody made it there. The only way you're making it there is if you have like a 622.
Wasn't your co-angler shedding a few tears that day?
Oh, he was going nuts, man. Like, he's like praying Jesus. I'm like, bro, don't pray. Bell water, man. But that's because over the years, what happened is I would line clipping. Put them in your boat. They go at the bottom of the boat. You clean it at the end of the day. A lot of them, if it rains, they go through your drain, and the next thing they go to is your bleach pump. Your bleach pump get wrapped up with that. They don't work. I was in legit 8-9 footers that day. It was like for like an hour.
Oh yeah.
And all of a sudden I went and I speared one.
Yeah.
And literally, like, I had water in my throat. I was like, I was trying to swim in nothing, in the air.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was in water because I had water in my face. He was holding onto the seat not to get washed away.
Yeah.
And I had to tell him to go in the front of the boat to make the bow tip up like that so I could open up the back and see what was going on because the bleach pump wouldn't go. The other thing too that you can do too is if they don't work, you put in a reverse and try to put pressure backwards with the small crane. I mean that helped a little bit. Once they started working, I said, "Bud, our day's done. We're going back in. We get another an hour and a half to come back in." We came in. We had no fish by noon. And I had 18 pounds, finished 8.
Yeah.
And that kid put a beating on them in front of me. He had a limit before me. I'm like, do you know those tournaments where you fish a guy at the back of the boat and he outfishes you and you're like, but he's not on your team.
Yeah. Yeah.
That crumbles you.
Yeah. I had that this past year at Lake George in New York.
Yeah.
For divisionals, we were down there, and I was dropping on fish. I was out deep and dropped down on one. Doink, pulls off my plastic, miss him. I got my plastics in my pocket because I don't want him seeing what I'm using.
Yeah.
We're he's not. We're against each other.
Yeah.
More or less, So I'm being all sneaky, putting it on my hook. Next thing I know, he flips up and we're right in front of my boat and drops down. Doink. 5 1/4.
Oh,
Stolen out from underneath me. That ruined my whole day.
Yeah. That's why you're learning to like, okay, it's alright.
Yeah.
I gotta show him now.
Yeah.
Once you learn to switch that attitude, it takes time, but like it took me a while. Like, you embrace the grind and the pressure, because pressure makes you better, right?
Absolutely.
That's why I enjoy fishing Simcoe now because I'll go right in community hole and do okay when guys are struggling. Like, it's about being confident that you're gonna try your best and put more effort than other people would. It's kind of weird. Like a few guys messaged me. The big, like we talked about it. Like, it's ice fishing on Lake Simcoe. It's one of the most ice fish lake in the world. Probably the most, if not top 2 in Canada, in North America. Like, I don't see any other lake seeing that pressure. Like, we got 2 point somewhat million people. Like, there's thousands. Like, it's crazy the amount of pressure it gets because you don't need nothing to go ice fish other than the auger. That's all you need, really. I mean, guys go there with their line. Like, it's cheap. It's more affordable. Boating's not for everybody. Not everybody has a garage to put a boat. Or
that's me.
Yeah. And getting a trailer and. But
the truck, boat, all that, it's an investment.
I think ice fishing has made me a better bass angler because I've learned to better a pattern. So when you go into a pattern, and the thing too is ice fishing, I see them shallow. Like, it's crystal clear. You 35 feet, you see your bait, like you're down, like you see how fish react to certain presentation, and you're like, so hold on, you wouldn't hit that drifter, but I had another rod. I put a drifter with a black tail on the workout, eats it. Well, like that little black, like I don't know if it pissed them off. I don't know if it was fresh because I just put, just put it down the hole. It's a fresh bait. It's got garlic scent on it, and you get to once you find a pattern, you get to better it. It's so weird from ice fishing. Because that lake gets so pressured. Like, catching a lake trout ice fishing now on Lake Simcoe, it's a feat. We used to go and catch 20. We used to leave because our floater suit were soaked full of slime, and you're like, I'm done. They're all 8 to 10 pounders. Now, if you catch 1 lake trout in a day, it's a good day. If you catch 2, it's amazing. If you catch 3, it's crazy. But and I think those fish are as smart as bass, but like they'll key in on a pattern and they'll be like, okay, I remember this. I've been around for 20 years. I know that one. I seen it twice. I think the bass on Simcoe's like that too.
No, it's like, don't get me wrong. Today I did mark some fish, and you try dropping on them, and I don't think that's happening.
Don't work here. Dropping on them don't work here.
No. It's like that on Erie too, though. It's they're very finicky, and they're Erie fish. There's a lot more of them, and I don't think they're as smart as here, obviously. But it's dropping on them. You gotta have the right color and right presentation, the right speed of that drop shot weight or whatever you're throwing. Otherwise, they won't do it.
Not on spot lock, not the boat slapping everything. Like, that's one thing, eh? If you're on them and your boat's is slapping, they don't like it, man.
You ever noticed how noisy a nitro is slapping on the water?
No.
Well, I had that one guy pulling on me today, and he's 15 feet behind me. You can probably see the waypoints on my graph. So close. And he's just drifting behind me, and just his boat was so noisy. I heard every little smack he made.
Yeah, because it kind of makes sense, because it would be like, the nitro has a really, well, instead of having it like this, it kind of curves back a little bit, so it would echo a little bit more, maybe. Man, that nitro platform though, like the front deck, huge.
Oh, the new Z21?
Huge.
They're beautiful boats.
I think they're beautiful. Like, it's the problem is like Evinrude, amazing engine, but there's history behind it.
I was gonna buy a nitro before this Ranger. I was down in Alabama with my buddy Ryan Salzman, and he was selling his nitro, and it was 2018, $31,000. A new Merc on the back, and was gonna do that, but then looked into the warranty, and nitro, you can't transfer the warranty from the original owner.
That's why they're so cheap.
I can't own a boat and that much money and not have any type of warranty.
Well, that's what Bascat wants me to do. They said I got a new boat ready for me, but if I get the new boat, my warranty's void, and I can never go after them. You already messed up the first one. You think I'm gonna get Gimbal on the second one on my life savings?
Absolutely not.
Hey, you guys might have some question. We're gonna read a couple questions. Jesse loves fishing largemouth. If you guys got any question about largemouth, you fish Quinny a lot. Lake Erie, you guys want to discuss Lake Erie tactics? You catch a lot of walleye out there?
By accident.
Yeah, by accident?
I've never targeted a walleye in my life. all I fish
You
for.
gotta come ice fishing, man. Don't disrespect the walleye like that.
A man my size is not meant to be on the ice.
I'm not far behind, but no, ice fishing when you're set up with the right setup. It's kind of like fishing out of a boat.
Oh, buddy,
But you got a graph.
I got the
You
clam.
you got a couch.
Buddy, I had my Helix 12 mounted for ice fishing.
Yeah, man.
And I'm just nah.
Wait till you get a lake trout that's gonna spool you out if you don't do something about
I
it.
tried that for 3 years.
Come
and
with
I never
me.
got one.
Come with me. Hey, those whitefish. I'm gonna upset him, but they bite harder than the largemouth on the jig. No, it's not kidding, but
The door's over that way, guys. That's the way I'm going right now.
You fish them the same way you would flip a jig. You see them, you're like identical. You twitch a jig, don't you're like gone, and they're all 5 pounders.
I'm in.
Like you don't catch a 3-pound whitefish. Like I've never seen a whitefish smaller than 2 pounds on Lake Simcoe.
I'm in.
It's so much fun, man. You're literally fishing it like you would fish a jig on bottom.
All right, you got me sold.
Yeah, you're gonna come out this year.
Well, we've been talking about fishing together for 3 years at least now. So,
Yeah.
but every trip we talk about is to the States.
Yeah, because Jesse has this. We have the same mentality to go find a lake and pick it apart without knowing anything, without asking people, and just try to find a deal on our own. Most of the time it's not successful.
No.
Not like you don't beat on them, but you have that advantage next time you show up to that lake to like break it apart even more.
Yeah.
Like when you fished Lake Erie the first time, and you thought, yeah, I had a good day.
Yeah.
You know, it's I went out with a friend from Niagara Falls. If you ever need a partner, you don't have a partner, Woody's amazing. Known him. I didn't even speak English when I first met him. I've known him for a long time. But he came up, he's like, Sebastien, I want to come fishing with you, and I would usually do a trip with him. He came up, went to northern Muskoka, and I told him, like, we come here to catch a lot of fish. You know, we don't come here to catch a 6 or 7 pounder like you do on Simcoe, but you're gonna catch a lot of fish. We get there and he catches a 4, and that's my fault. But I go, oh, cool, and I keep fishing. He's like, oh, you're gonna take a picture? I'm like, oh, okay. We're blessed with Lake Simcoe, man. I feel bad. I felt bad. I'm sorry, man. It's a nice fish, but when you're catching 6s,
Oh yeah.
7s, it's like, damn, man, I want that. I don't want mini fish. I want that big fish.
I'm used to numbers. Like Erie is a number game. It's not.
Yeah, but there's 6 pounders in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I got a 614 out of there.
Yeah.
That's my PB.
Yeah.
Springtime 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Drop shotting a tree in 45
Well,
feet.
you might have a bigger one today. You don't know.
I
You
don't
didn't
know.
weigh it.
I just want to take care of the fish. It was so big and beautiful. Like, but then the ones I caught later in the day, they're easily well over 4. And looking at them, I'm like, this.
That fish, the Simcoe fish, they're way bigger than what you think.
It's
Because, yeah, I caught a 5 pounder yesterday at 5.10. Not 10 ounces, 10 pound, 5.10 pounds.
10 pound, eh?
5.10 pounds.
Yeah.
So it's just a hair over 5. It's a beautiful fish rod there.
Yeah.
Like it would have won like big fish if there was a tournament. But Simcoe, man, like you see those bags, like it's crazy. And there's a big difference between a 5 and a 6 and a 6 and a 6.5. Like,
Yeah.
but it's hard to gauge the other lakes. Now,
Yeah.
when you catch a big one, it's like, how much is it weigh? You weigh it. What scale do you use when you? Do you bring a scale?
I
in
got
boat?
the Rapalo one.
The 5 limit.
No, not that one. It's the black one they have.
Yeah. Berkeley has the same one,
Yeah.
I think, and
Yeah.
I don't think there's a bad scale out there. I think they're all accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, by a few ounces.
Yeah.
The-
Yeah, I've used those past couple of years. They seem to crap out on me after a year, but
I know. I had a Burke nail. It lasts me 6 months.
they get bounced around on my boat so much. Like I'm constantly on the road.
Daiwa bag or Bass Matthew bag, and you slap it in there. I've been 2 years now with my scales because I got backup now. I put them in there and the moisture doesn't go in.
Yeah.
But the thing is with those bags is you got to use The big thing is you got to use the Ziploc bag. Do you use those? You don't?
Buddy, I don't do anything right.
We're gonna have to talk. You slap on all your Z-Men stuff in one for largemouth, all your Z-Men stuff for drop shotting.
You're gonna have to give me a couple.
Man, we're gonna have to talk. It's honestly no, seriously, it's these bags I don't use 37 planos anymore. Like I do for jerk baits and crankbaits.
Yeah.
It's it.
Yeah.
All my soft plastic, it goes, it stays in the bag. I know what it looks like.
I got a really old Coke tray or Coke crate,
like
yeah, one of the long, shallow ones.
Yeah.
And I put that in the back, and then I got like Tupperware boxes, and I put all my plastics in those.
Yeah.
And then it fits right in my compartment in my Ranger, and
Nice.
that's the way I go through it.
So you like the Ranger a lot, eh?
I do.
Yeah.
It's a nice boat, nice riding boat, a lot of money.
Yeah, but it older value too.
They do. Till you put an Evinrude on it.
Man, it's a badass engine now.
It is.
It's just, you just don't know when the next thing's gonna happen.
And the thing that scares me most right now is I want to fish the Toyota Series down in the States, the FLW Toyota Series.
Yeah.
And now there will be no service.
No service. That's the thing. That's the big thing.
I can't go to a tournament that costs me $5,000 to enter and break down and not have
but
service.
I think you can still get good money for that engine.
I'm trying.
Yeah?
It'll be for sale in the spring.
Yeah.
It'll be for sale in the spring, and I gotta decide between Mercury and Yamaha.
Ah, man, if I can sway one way, like, Yamaha's here's the deal. You have Yamaha who has had an engine, a 4-stroke performing engine, not many issues with it, that they've made tons of revision on.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Japanese company. I'm in the manufacturing industry. Like the Japanese. There's a reason why Honda, Toyota, they're the most reliable car because they'll have that engine and just do revision instead of here's an engine and in 3 years this engine and in 3 years this engine and then like. So the thing is with Yamaha, if it breaks down, everything comes from overseas.
Yeah.
If they don't have it in stock.
Yeah.
And if you think 3 weeks is long, that part don't ship on plane. It ships in a sea container. It goes to Vancouver, and once it reaches Vancouver's, it's distributed to these dealers.
Yeah.
Like your summer's done.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Yamaha.
Mm-hmm.
Now most dealers have the part, but what if you're, that one part they don't have.
Yeah.
Mercury, 25 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
Will drink more gas. It's a V8.
No way.
It's a Mustang engine. It's not a Mustang engine, but it's when people think of a V8, people think it's a small. It's 4.7 liters.
Yeah.
No, 4.7 liters.
Yeah.
I don't want to mark me out there, but it's a V8.
Yeah.
Like I did a lap around Lake Simcoe. I burned 120 liters of gas today, and it wasn't rough.
Yeah.
Yamaha, I would have done a lap and a half
Yeah.
for the same amount of gas. So those are things to consider. Yamaha on paper requires 89. Most guys run 87. So if you're gonna run 89, it's a bit more.
Yeah.
The big thing is Mercury, man.
Yeah.
Mercury, like you need something. You go see Dwayne Extreme Marine and said he's gonna tell you max 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or he's gonna tell you it might be too booked up, or you might say, hey, bring it in that day. I'll do it that day. But those guys have always treated me well. I don't know them well, but Dave and Everstern, I've never heard anything bad about them.
No.
Paul Crisco has helped many of us.
Yep.
Many of us. So he's another Mercury guy that you need something. And here's the thing with Paul, if he doesn't have it, I'll go take it off a used engine.
Yep.
So, I don't know, Yamaha or Mercury. That's a tough decision. What's the Yamaha at?
I haven't even looked at the price of those.
I think Mercury's still a bit cheaper.
Probably.
Yeah. Still a bit cheaper.
At the end of the day, it's going to be 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Garmin, Humminbird, or Lawrence?
I run Humminbird.
But, okay.
I run
Go
Humminbird.
back to your truck tonight and there's 2 garbage bags full of money. What's on the boat tomorrow?
It's going to be live scope.
Live scope and Humminbird or just all Garmins?
No. I will religiously run Humminbirds. I believe their side imaging is the best out there.
Yeah. Mapping's good too, man. I like their mapping. Like,
It is.
if you fish the U.S., you talk to Navionics on a guy in Guntersville, he looks at you sideways.
Yeah.
Like the guys that are hardcore Lowrance even have small hummingbirds with Lake Master.
Yeah.
Lake Master in the U.S. is night and day. It destroys Navionics. It's a foot contour on every lake that you can imagine. Old road beds, old buildings, house foundation. Like it's the detail, and then you can shade it whatever way you want.
Yeah.
The Lake Master here is so. I mean, the Lake Master 2.0 for Lake Erie is not bad. You on that one?
No, I'm on Navionics.
Yeah.
I don't know. For Erie, it's...
So, hummingbird, side imaging, yeah. If you gave me whatever I wanted, Garmin's coming out with some ultra imaging, and the thing is, I like Garmin. I like where they're going. I like where it's not, here's Gen 1, and then 12 months later, Gen 2. But now you can't run what the Gen 2 runs.
Yeah.
So now you had to sell, like, they just want to make you buy it. And it seems that Garmin is like, here's a unit, and in 5 years, I'll still run what we're coming out with.
Yeah.
It's, okay, I see a fish on side imaging, but, you know, my unit's not going to be obsolete next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got those new ones coming out.
So me, I'd be torn. It'd be both, I think.
For me, I think the Mega 360 would be more beneficial for me because if I saw a fish on live scope, I'd want to catch it. And if I couldn't catch it for whatever reason, or if I was skipping docks and I saw one under there, I'd continuously keep trying to catch it. I'd switch baits because I'm stubborn like that. But with Mega 360, oh, there's a rock pile over here. It gives me
the confidence.
It gives me spots
Yeah, but when
more
you
than
run side imaging in the front.
Forget that.
Yeah, 360. I just the things I don't like about 360, man, is it's not that I don't like the technology. I think the technology's amazing.
Yeah.
It's for what. It's like these guys at Humminbird and Minn Kota, like they all test a troll motor in the U.S. Come test your troll motor in our grass.
Yeah.
Like these guys think Florida grass is bad. Come taking sandgrass on Skoogog. Let me know what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
It's the same. They have that bracket there. It's cool if you're in a 1 foot chop, but and it's all oil into it. So when you bouncing around, you go to deploy it. If you get air in there, it's gonna be your picture is gonna be fuzzy until it settles down. So that's the downside of 360.
Yeah.
So plus you need a box.
Yeah.
Plus you need this.
Yeah. That's a big thing with Humminbird. It's always plus. It's not here's your unit, away you go. Like with live scope you need the box too, but it's well known for that, you know?
It's so is 360, you'll need a box, but live scope, when you look at the forums on live scope, the live scope is also not 100%. A lot of guys have issues with it, not because of Garmin, but like when you rig a live scope, it has to be done right to the T.
Yeah.
Like if you think installing Humminbirds hard, man, it's a full day live scope. Like you swear.
I don't do any of my own rigging.
Yeah.
I let somebody else rig it for me.
Where do you go?
Usually go to Nelson, the owner of Natural Sports in Kitchener.
Okay, yeah.
He does all my rigging for me on my boats. So.
Yeah. I've rigged six boats this year. I do videos online and how to rig it, but that's the thing is when you install a fish finder, every detail that's in the manual is critical. Yeah. Not only for the performance of the engine, to optimize the performance of your graph. I mean, you're spending like $2,000 on the graph.
Oh, yeah.
Why just wire it on properly, right? Read the manual, how to install it properly. Problem is, it's not written right to explain to you. Like it's just like you got to kind of clutter the BS away. But it's once you got it installed right, man, you never have to do it twice.
Yeah.
Like I see guys, they're like, "Oh, you gotta come on my boat. I can't get my side imaging to work properly." And I look and I'm like, "Bro, it's not your thing's not wired. You got interference on your side imaging at the back engine. You should never have interference on side imaging." No. Yeah, if you figure rig properly.
No.
Like Grant was with me today. He's like, "How is your graph so clear? Like you're idling, you see everything." Yeah. And I told him right away, "You said you're not set up properly. It's not your setup."
So what's your preference speed for when you're idling? You run hummingbirds as well, so
I go fast though. What do you mean, scroll speed or boat speed?
boat speed.
If I really want to mark them, I'm sidling. I don't have my foot on the throttle, but like I'll do 4 miles an hour mostly, 4 5.
No,
But-
I'm going way too fast.
You're going too fast.
I do 7.
But do you have a through all?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too. Yeah, I don't have a through all on that boat.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's me looking for structure.
yeah,
You know, like I said, Erie, it's structure for me
Yeah.
more than anything. It's finding those isolated rock piles having 50 feet of water.
yeah,
They're maybe the size of my boat, you know.
yeah,
And that's the type of stuff I look for out there.
yeah,
You know, you can go out there and people, there's community areas where you can go to, you can always catch fish, but I'm trying to find the stuff that's,
the spot on the spot.
yeah,
Or yeah.
you know,
Well, the thing is, when you think about it, like, I always say it, like, when you go to, that's my perspective, and let's talk about this, like, if you go to show up to a new lake,
Yeah.
and the lake has trees in it everywhere.
you're getting me all happy right now.
Yeah, but they're not gonna be on trees. That's my vision. They're not gonna be on trees because there's too many.
Yeah.
You gotta find a weed bed because there's no weed, let's say. Don't you find it's like that?
Yep.
So if you go on the Erie, and I'm not as versed as Erie as you are, but like on Simcoe, like it's either hard bottom or mush.
Mm-hmm.
So if you find, let's say you're on Simcoe, and all this football field is mush, and then you find those one rock pile that's like as big as a table,
Mm-hmm.
if you know there's bass around, they're gonna be on it
Oh, yeah.
because they got nothing else to stay on.
Yeah.
They'll always be around structure somehow.
But the weird thing for me, this past fall, we had that divisional tournament on Lake Erie, and I bombed it. I've had a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes this year,
Yeah.
so you know, not doing good, not in the right headspace out there. During practice, I was finding my fish on mush.
Yeah, I got a theory about that though. They
Okay.
like the mush, man. Like if you can find them on the mush, yeah. Hey, they can be on trees, they can be on weeds, they can be on the dock. They can also be on mush. That's
Yeah.
where they winter.
Yeah.
The first few cold snaps, that's where they go.
Yep.
Because it's the warmest spot before it turns over, and they put their belly on the mush to warm up the digest.
Exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But I had east winds, and these fish were suspended. 2 weeks straight of east winds.
Yeah.
These fish were suspended in ways I've never seen before, and it's hard to get a bite.
Yeah.
So
That's yeah, that's fishing. That do you notice too that when you look at how it fishes in the U.S. like compared to Canadian waters, what do you notice like when you go fish? Like you fish at Lake Guntersville.
Yeah.
What's the big difference between Lake Guntersville and Bay Quinte for largemouth? Is it? It's not spots.
no, it comes down to the
Pattern.
and current.
But up here is more spots.
Yeah.
When you go to the U.S. and after you talk to Casey Martin, who's a good great friend of mine, he goes, "You and Canadians," I'm like, and I stop and hey, hold on, you're from Windsor, bro, all right? Don't forget that because you lived there for 10 years.
Yeah.
He's like, "Boy, you Canadians, it's all spot fishing." I said, "You're not wrong." Like, Cooch maybe 4 years ago, I would say it's all spots. Now it's all community holes. It's very pressured, but Simcoe's not spots.
Mm-hmm.
It's pattern.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of the thing I like. But when you go to the States and you go fish those areas where you know, like, you get pumped, you go fish Lake Guntersville. How do you get ready to go fish?
It's when I go to Gunners, I don't know. It's always I'm looking at current when I'm in Guntersville.
Yeah.
And then time of year, I'm usually there in the spring.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for eelgrass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can find eelgrass here. I can find it there. It just doesn't matter what it's on. It's
Yeah.
not like I'm looking for eelgrass on a point or something. It's just gotta be main river eelgrass.
Yeah.
And you can drift that for miles. You know, throwing a lipless like a
Yeah.
duo or
Yeah.
chatterbait. Just way you go.
Chatterbait's mint over there, man. That jackhammer, we got him here too. We got jackhammer all the way to 1.125. I mean,
That's a good deal.
they still like the smallmouth love chatterbait. People don't know that,
No.
but you're like, shh, don't say.
If
They
you guys
like chatterbaits, the smallmouth, the big ones.
If you guys don't throw chatterbaits for smallmouth, you're missing out, and it's fun.
To me, a chatterbait is like you ever seen a crayfish swim away?
Yeah.
That's what it imitates to me.
Yeah.
What trailer do you put on? I already know what you put on. Razor chat.
Oh.
What?
Nope.
What's wrong with you? What do you put on?
Turbo cross.
Oh yeah, the Turbo Crows. That's the one with the. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good for largemouth too.
I do not throw
Nothing else but a turbo Krawl. What color?
black and blue.
Black and blue.
Half ounce.
Half ounce.
20-pound Seaguar.
20-pound sea. Yeah, you gotta throw chatterbait on fluorocarbon.
Yep.
That's like the one bait where spinnerbait. It depending on the rod, but a chatterbait has to be on fluorocarbon.
I throw it, straight 20-pound fluorocarbon, 6:5 to 1 gear ratio to reel.
Yeah.
Glass rod.
Glass rod.
Glass rod. So if I feel like I'm winding that in, I can feel every stitch of grass.
Yeah.
Everybody says you need braid for sensitivity.
No.
That glass rod paired with jackhammer, you feel everything.
Yeah.
Like if I'm winding, all of a sudden it ticks wrong, I know to snap that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably loads up better too, where instead of having a fish pin here, since you got the mush rod, like they'll keep in their mouth longer because they don't feel the tension trying to pull away.
All the ones I get, they're hooked top and mouth halfway back. Like it's gone. Like just the blade is sticking out.
Yeah. Man, it catches big fish, man.
7.6 glass rod.
7.6 what brand?
Shimano Zodius.
So they make nice rods, man. That's a nice rod. You tried the Rebellions?
No.
Daiwa? I'm pretty sure it's the same blank.
Yeah.
Just different fittings on it. Not bad. Are you with anybody with the rods? I'm biased on rods. I mean, they all have their. What's your favorite rod out there?
My boat right now is currently loaded with Zodius rods.
Yeah, they're good rods, man.
I'm pretty big on them. I'm very happy with the price point.
Yeah. They're durable too, man.
They're durable. Like
I like the Villain 2.0 from Abu Garcia, but the sensitivity, they're a bit more sensitive than the Zodius.
Yeah.
But the guides are shit.
Yeah.
Like you bend one, they're done.
Yeah.
Like the guys are super light, or some stuff would fall apart. Well, Zodius, that's a metal. It's not falling apart. They feel stronger. You might get a little tiny sensitivity, but sensitivity is, I mean, if you guys want to talk sensitivity, then these guys know. Like an NRX, you don't beat an NRX.
No.
Like I will feel a smallmouth bite in 20 feet of water with my bell open with fluorocarbon on a tube.
Yeah.
Like it's literally there's nothing comes close, but after that I think it's all the same. Megabass, Shimano.
Right now for drop shotting, I'm running Daiwa rod.
What is it? Is it the gray ones?
Yeah.
The Tula
Elite 7.6.
The hair jig rod. But hold on, you don't throw a hair jig, bro.
I don't own one. I don't own a hair jig.
Man, guys, I'll tell them the same thing I told you. They're right here. I gotta find them. I'm gonna give you a bunch before you leave. They're put away because they're mostly a summer deal, but a Marabou hair jig, if they don't bite a drop shot, a Simcoe, whatever finesse bait you gotta throw at them, your favorite drop shot bait, if you throw a Marabou at them, whatever color you want, and they don't react to that, I'm gone. Even if it's a 10-pounder.
Yeah.
And they crush largemouth. Largemouth love them even more than smallmouth.
If it's a largemouth, I'm throwing like an 8-inch one.
We're
going deep. We're going to the ledges.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't done that yet, but it looks fun.
I fished them. That's how I got a lot of my deep water game to get better. As I got to learn the ledges on Guntersville with the master Casey Martin. He's one of the great, I would say, top 3 in the world in ledge fishing in the TVA.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and fishing is not, it's not like he's super good. It's the little details.
Yeah.
That detail, 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 all put together makes him a great angler.
Yeah.
So I would go and, we think ledge, we think 30-foot drop.
Yep.
But for them, it's 8 to 15.
Yeah.
And it's like, we call that a weed jet we're on from. He's
Yeah.
like, no, that's a ledge.
Yeah.
And he's like, when they sit there, they're dormant. When they sit up they're ready to go. When they sit on top, she'll bite anything.
Yeah.
And if they're on the other side, then you're in trouble. And he would show me this, and I'm like, I would bring that back to ice fishing.
Yeah.
Because that's what we fish. We fish shoals.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys are asking, Like, one guy messaged me, he's like, well, Sebastien, you fish like Simcoe, like, I really want to find an untouched shoal, a gem that nobody has. Maybe I'm part of that problem because I give out a lot of information and guys expand on that. But 10 years ago, catching a lake trout in 25 feet of water was not something most people will go deep for them.
Yeah.
So now there's no secrets on Simcoe. There's no secret shoal.
I think I found a secret drop today.
You did?
It wasn't on my Navionics.
In the south end? Whereabouts? About by islands?
No, mid-lake. Middle of nowhere.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Went from 45 to 32.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I was just running, going to another spot, and all of a sudden my graph flickered. I'm like, oh. And I turned back around, and,
the bass, did you catch that?
I didn't even try.
No.
I just marked it and kept going.
The bass don't relate as much there in the fall. It's a transitions point for them. Now it turned over, so they're not on that drop no more. But yeah, it's a good spot to have. Like,
this is my third time here.
For September,
it's
that waypoint in September, I would go there right away, because that's when they staging on stuff like that. But
I really gotta get out here more. I mean,
you gotta come ice fishing.
Yeah, we'll do that.
What do you do in the winter?
Watch bass live.
Okay, we watch bass live in our huts.
Yeah, but it ain't the same.
It's better because you're catching 5-pound whitefish up to 10-pound whitefish, like you would catch a largemouth, and they bite the same way. Like, it's like boom, you're like reef on them. The lake trout, it's more like a smallmouth because you're reeling away from it.
Yeah.
They'll bite on bottom sometimes, most of the time now, but
I like watching them.
The lake trout,
yeah.
It's mesmerizing.
That was like, I tried to get lake trout, and I was stubborn. All I did was drop 1 ounce weight, 5-inch white Swimbait.
Yeah.
Drop on it, reel up, do the whole deal. Just watching them on the hummingbird come up, I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like today, I went over an area and like there's tons of big marks, and I was like 70 feet. I'm like, those are probably Lakers. I looked up the regs. Yeah, closed. So I just kept going.
The Lakers right now though, they're like, Mike Sutton, I don't know if he's watching, he sent me a text, he's like, I was on my paddleboard today, I saw a lake turn in 10 feet, they're super shallow. Like, yeah.
That's probably what I saw.
Yeah.
I saw one that had like a red tail or something. I saw something that had a red tail.
That's it. That's a lake trout. They're spawning on rocks. Yeah. Super shallow, like in a foot of water.
Yeah, I was in 10 feet today.
Yeah.
Looking at smallies.
Yeah.
And then this thing with a red tail followed in my jerkbait. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know, it's far enough away that turn. I just saw like.
They don't like the boat, man. They see the boat, they're gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're vision hunters a lot. Like, and it's the way they swim. You like, if you ever look down the hole.
Yeah.
When they follow your swim bait, it's like they're not behind it like this. They're like a dolphin.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. Yeah, they're shallow right now. Like, if you were to go in the early morning or at dawn, by some rocks, you could probably see them on shore, or around shoals in 10 feet of water. Like, they spawn super shallow.
Yeah. So that's probably what I saw today.
Yeah.
Would they have been what was busting all around me too?
They could be spawning, or whitefish. Because so is the whitefish, they'll go on shore or on shoals to spawn. Very shallow.
Yeah.
Which is, you never hear of guy catching a lake trout in the summer, right? But the water's the perfect temperature.
Yeah.
Anything that's in below 50 Fahrenheit, lake trout and whitefish love. So,
Yeah, I guess you guys have turned over here. Erie we haven't yet, so.
Pardon me?
Erie we haven't turned over yet.
It hasn't turned over? What's the temperature?
58 degrees.
What?
Yeah.
It's 45 on Cooch.
Last weekend we were catching them 6 feet of water.
Wow. You fished the river a lot?
No.
Do you fish the Lake Erie open?
No. I fished it last year. Some guy called me and said, be my partner, you know Erie pretty well.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, whatever. I got nothing to lose. I don't have a spot in that tournament. So I showed up, fished with him. He relied on me entirely to tell him where to go.
In the river.
And I flat out told him, I'm like, I fished the river once for 45 minutes, caught a muskie, and I left. Man, that's it. Like I talked to you earlier, river fishing, it's not my strong point, and I don't enjoy it.
I love it because that's where fish from shore in the Thames River.
Yeah.
And back home in Quebec, like it's all river systems there when you want to fish from shore. I mean, you don't see it, but Lake Erie is sort of a, it's obviously a lake, but there's current in that lake.
Oh yeah.
Underwater current at all times, like stronger than what there is in like Simcoe, like 'cause we see it in the winter, but that dictates where the fish position themselves. Like if you get an east wind for a long time, it kind of stops that current. Maybe instead of the current going like this,
Yep.
it's going this way now.
Yep. Backs them up and then they suspend.
Yeah.
They do weird stuff.
But you're right. The heavy current is a different ballgame.
Oh yeah. You know, you're talking 5 mile an hour current.
Yeah, and having your bait move this way. So
Yeah.
Paul Castellano out there swears by this stuff. You see him? He made a video about this. That's pretty cool, man.
That's cool.
Current. He's a stick out there, man. He catches up in the river.
In the river,
North,
in the lake.
south, and upper, and lower.
It doesn't matter. He knows it all.
He's a beast out there, eh?
I'd love to go fishing with him one day. Like I would pay money to go on a guide trip.
Yeah.
With him. And not even go to your best stuff. Just go fishing with him for a day.
Yeah.
See how he looks at things.
My buddy I was with today, he hired him for 3 days.
Yeah.
Guys, by the way, look. No more braces. Small commercial. I own this. Grant, Dr. McCall, and Barry. We like fishing, not as much as Grant. Grant's been Seychelles Islands. He took 6 planes to go to Seychelles Island. He went to Somalia, take another plane to go to Seychelles Islands to catch those flying fish. Those bird-eating fish. You ever seen a YouTube video where the birds are flying and they just come out and take the birds down? He went there to fish those fish.
I haven't even caught a whitefish. I don't know what kind of fish you're talking.
That's saltwater. By Somalia.
So it's pirate
Crazy.
fish.
Pretty much. He's fished in Africa. He's fished in Amazon. He's fished in Peru. Like, he's accomplished angler, ice fishing, freshwater, saltwater. He loves fishing. When you see a guy like this, like, that guy loves fishing. Like, today we show up on a wreck. He's like, I want to catch rockbacks. Like, we show him the rock bass deal there. They're all big.
Yeah.
He doesn't want a 6-pounder smallmouth. He's like, I've caught one before.
Yeah.
I just want to catch a lot. Oh, come on. He loves rock bass fishing. So we sit on the wreck for an hour and I just see him. I'm just sitting beside him and just unhooking them for him. And he just likes doing that. But if you have kids and you want to have braces for your kids, he's the best in Barrie.
Tell him to give me a call.
Yeah.
My keys are all jacked.
Yeah. Go see him. He loves fishing, man. If you take him out fishing, he'll work something out with you.
Perfect.
So he did my teeth, and he loves fishing. Like, he'll do your teeth and talk. Hey, where did you go? Where did you fish? And he'll tell you where you went. That's what we caught. Really cool guy, man. I enjoy fishing with him. He bugs me to do a tournament every year. He's like, trying to find a tournament, but it's I don't think he likes the pressure. So I got to pick the right tournament. You know, where there's not much pressure on me either. So.
Come on. When is there not pressure on you? Tournament anglers, we always put pressure on ourselves.
No, I don't. I think I'm done with that.
Yeah?
No, I'm okay with going and just, if I don't catch, I don't catch. I just want to fish that way today, and if they don't bite that, I'm cool with it. Yeah. You ever go out like that and just say...
That bit me in the ass this year at Balsam Lake.
Yeah?
Yep.
I don't like that lake. I won there before, but it's...
I got a good chatterbait deal going there. And
yeah?
I get the right ones going. 11-foot milfoil bed.
Yeah.
I get the right ones going out of that. It's game over.
You hook a muskie there? Yeah.
No.
Big muskie there. Giant muskie. Giant muskie. I love chatterbaits.
That's why they got the ounce and a quarter.
It's a fun lake, and you can win with largemouth and smallmouth there.
Yeah.
Me and Aaron had a tournament there this year, bass tournament. Right on opener, we caught 5 walleye all over 5 pounds on drop shot. Like, can we weigh those?
Yeah. I've done that.
They just don't have the stripe.
Yeah. How did they weigh 22 pounds out of Balsam this fall?
Pardon me?
How did they weigh 22 pounds out of Balsam this fall?
Well, that's the same thing we had to talk about earlier about Lake Simcoe in certain stage of the fall where it don't matter at that certain stage of the fall where you show up.
Yeah.
You just, it's literally this. And if you show up, it's 32, 33.
I didn't know 6-pounders lived in Balsam though. They weighed in.
No,
6'12".
but that's the thing. That's the same thing. Is you show up at the right time.
Yeah.
In the fall, they're all together by size. You know, in the summer they're spread out. In the fall, it's by year class. And if you show up where they're all together, you got all the big fish in the lake together. I honestly think that.
Yeah, I believe that.
But there's bigger than 22 pounds on Balsam too. Like, man, if you can get 2 good largemouth and 3 good smallmouth, man, you're cracking probably close to 24, 25 pounds.
Oh.
I don't know it that well. It's a top water like too for smallmouth. Favorite top water?
I'm a big plopper guy.
You like the whopper
I
plopper?
love the whopper plopper.
I don't know if we can go fish together anymore.
I can't fish a
I don't even own one.
Okay, I'll give you a whopper plopper if you give me a hair jig.
Okay.
How about that?
I do have one. I just don't know where it is. Which size do you fish of the whopper plopper?
I don't know, the 120 or whatever, the medium size one.
Medium size one. Any color?
Bone.
Bone. Well, the bone white. That's a good color, eh?
Erie Smallies love that. Springtime out there.
Really?
It's when they start moving up shallow. That's game over with that.
Because you like fishing a buzzbait too for largies.
Not really.
No? That's a big bite.
Oh yeah.
Like when you fish a buzzbait, you catch one on buzzbait. It's big usually. I think you don't catch 2-pounders on a buzzbait.
No, but you know, if I'm in an area where I'm fishing a buzzbait, I'll usually pick out the light chatterbait and I'll burn that right on the surface.
Yeah.
As fast as I can, so it's just below the surface.
Yeah.
And to me, that's good enough.
Yeah.
And I know it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But that's my deal.
Yeah. Would you, if you could live on any lake?
Any lake in North America?
Any lake in the world?
I'm gonna say Guntersville. Guntersville. When I started bass fishing, I told myself in the next couple of years I plan on moving there.
Yeah, Alabama.
Alabama.
I spent some time there, like because I go there to work and I'm very familiar with Alabama. The problem with living there is, other than fishing, there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't go to, it's
You can go to Topgolf in Huntsville, and that's about it.
Yeah. Also, live in Aurelia, so I shouldn't be talking. It's not like there's a lot to do here, but the thing is with Guntersville, like you go to a gas station, they have as much as we have.
Oh yeah.
Like they don't mess around. Like a ramp there makes any ramp in Canada, including the Lake Erie ramp, look silly.
Oh yeah.
These guys
and they're free.
And they're free. Now, they're also free, and it's a put and take fishery, right? So the government puts bass in there because Lake Erie's not like that, try. Where do you launch today? How much you pay to launch today?
I didn't pay.
No.
No, I don't pay for ramps. It's bad on me to do that and say that, but I don't believe we should have to pay that kind of money for a reason.
But how'd you launch there? Nobody's there?
Nobody's there.
Oh.
They want $20 for me to launch there and $10 for parking for me to park up on the street. Why am I gonna pay $30?
Yeah.
When I go to Buffalo.
It's a public lake, man. That's the thing I don't get. Is like trying to restrict access to all the lakes. Like, Aurelia was the last city not to charge. And I've already know what's gonna happen next year. They're gonna charge $20 for your comfort of the day if you're not from around here. Like,
is that the ramp that we always use up there?
Both ramps, the Cooch one and the Simcoe one. There's 2 of them. It's sad, man. It's sad. Like when you go to the U.S. and you see the quality of ramps they have. Like I fished what's that lake there? Cumberland. You ever been there?
No.
That's a cool lake.
We talked about going there.
Yeah.
It's like 10 hours from here.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
8
We
to
should
10 hours.
in the spring.
Well,
But you gotta come ice fishing with me first.
Oh, alright.
What time is it? It's not 9:30, is it?
I don't know.
Oh, it's 8:30. But guys, we're gonna get a couple questions. While you want, we have a couple of the black hats left and the camel hats left. You got one on your side there.
I do.
then these are gonna come in. The quality's nice, but I feel that the hat's like it's really nice quality. It's a Richardson hat, really nice quality. The branded Bills hat we had were more expensive. They came from the U.S. and I felt that the quality was just a bit like you can tell on that. Like it's a different like upscale leather, like. And this one is it Flex Fit? No, the other one we have is Flex Fit Snapback. These ones are Richardson. So that's a Richardson hat, I'm pretty sure.
It's comfy. That's all.
Yeah, Richardson. Yeah. So super comfortable. These are going to be a bit cheaper. They look like this. They're going to come in soon. Pretty cool. If you guys want to rock, I got a couple colors coming with the toques. We got a couple of toques left. If you guys got questions, shoot your question to Jesse. We're going to try to read some of the stuff here.
The only thing I can read is my graph on my boat.
Fastest outboard right now for a 90 horsepower for... I actually can't give you an answer on that, but again, Mercury Marine has been around and the leader in outboard engine. It's a North American company. If anything goes wrong, it's the way to go. In my opinion, I think in a 90, like if I was to put money and never been in one, I think a Rude would be faster. I think a Rude, like the Rude, their top end 2-stroke is a 90. I don't think they make 4-stroke, the 2-stroke anymore. It's all 4-stroke now, right?
Yeah. Honestly, at the end of the day, if I could, I'd probably go with Suzuki.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
But where are you gonna get service then?
That's the thing. That's why I came.
Honda too, but it's a heavy engine, eh? Matt Pizzetta has a Suzuki. That thing's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet.
Somebody out there today had a Suzuki while I was out fishing, and he fired that thing up and drove beside me. I didn't even realize that was on. I was like,
yeah,
like, what are you doing? Like,
they're super quiet. That's good if you're on fish and you don't want to spook them either. Yeah.
Be quieter than my Ultrex.
You're bud testing. What's up, OJ? You get ready for some ice? I see some questions you guys asked about. You guys asked about what units. I mean, depends what you want to do with your units, man. The best is to honestly go to Cabela's, go see Aaron and Barry, or go to a Bass Pro Shop and check all your units and play with the units. Now, the thing is, when they have the simulation, it's like the best of the best of the best that they have, right? When a company like Humminbird or Lowrance or Garmin show you a picture, like that's the best of all the picture they have, right? So, we don't have as many suspended fish either compared to the lakes in the U.S.
Yeah.
Right, you go in the U.S. and you suspend bait everywhere. Here, it's like only at this time of the year.
Well, like I talked about that tournament last year, Lake George in New York, there. Catching largemouth out of 60 feet of water. Drop shot. But then there's fish suspended everywhere, 35, 40 feet, sitting under schools of bait. And it's a whole different game trying to figure out how to catch them. But there I am with Swimbait again, half ounce football. I drop down, straight down, rip it up through the bait, and they just chase it up and eat.
Yeah. You ever throw big glide baits like this?
No.
No?
I'm a sissy.
It's fun, man. It's fun when they eat that. But the problem is, pike fishing is great for them, and they're super durable. It's time of the year. I feel in the U.S. that you could fish with that all year round. Coochie-ching, they bite that good.
So I got 7-inch hollow
Hollow
Swimbaits in my boat.
Yeah.
They came from Alabama. It's, he fishes Guntersville. These baits were designed through fishing Guntersville and through that whole river system.
Are they ribbed swim bait or just flat?
Just
flat. That's the thing is, if you want to talk swim baits, we can talk all day because I'm a freak swim bait fish. Like I have everything.
Yeah. And
the difference between a rib swim bait and a hollow belly or a Kitech Easy Shiner compared to a Kitech with the ribs there, what is it called?
I can't even think of it right now. My boat's loaded with
they fish totally different, man. Different applications, different scenarios. Like there's so many ways you can fish a swim bait too. You can fish it over grass, you can fish it almost top water, you can fish it on bottom. Swim bait's amazing. Favorite bait?
Favorite swim bait or favorite bait?
Favorite bait. You can only choose one bait from now on, and that's what bait you're dying with. Flipping, plumbing with a bug, or
Yeah, it's gonna be a Z-Man Metal Bugs.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you can Carolina rig it, you can Texas rig it, you can punch with it. Can be a jig trailer. I mean, it's pretty versatile bait too.
It's on the back of my Chatterbait too.
You can probably drag it too, I bet.
Funny, I turn that thing sideways, gives it a profile like a sunfish.
Yeah.
Through the shadows, you know.
Yeah. That's good too. Tanner says he's got a Suzuki and he can't even. He thinks it's not even running, but it's running still.
Yeah, see, that would trip me up.
Yeah. Giant Trevallies, GTs, you're right. So Phil Wells, a great guy. He's asking, what's your sheephead smallie ratio on Lake Erie?
Actually, it's pretty good. There are not many sheephead.
Yeah.
This
You still
year,
catch them in the fall?
I think this year I might have only caught 3.
Yeah.
I caught a giant on Queenie this year.
Did you?
5 feet of water, just flipping around with palmetto bugs. Look at my buddy. He doesn't fish very often. He's out with me. I'm showing him a good time. I'm like, watch this. So just flip my palmetto bugs in front of him. Turns on dime, eats it. I lean into it. And this thing, my drag's locked.
Yeah.
And it starts towing me around this bay.
Oh, yeah.
And there's kids on the dock screaming like, this is so cool. Get to the boat, easily 20 pounds.
Wow.
Giant drum.
Yeah.
And it was,
Do you know they're in Lake Guntersville?
I'm not surprised.
So, first time I go with Casey Martin, he's right off the tour weighing 100 somewhat pound bass, breaking the all-time record wiki, whatever, out of Chickamauga. I get to go fish with him because I help Freedom sponsor him.
Yeah.
And we had Vigor Eyewear sponsor him. So I say, hey man, I'm going to come and meet up with you, get to know you, and I'm in the area for work, so I got extra time, so I went out with them. Freezing cold in February.
Yeah.
Freezing cold on a boat. I'm flipping a jig. Oh, you Canadian boys with your jig. Like they do bite that in the winter. And the water's chocolate milk everywhere.
Yeah.
All day. Like it's 10 o'clock. We've been out for like 3 hours, nothing. Boom. And 19 feet long. That's it. Because when you think Guntersville, you're thinking 7, 8, 9 pounder. You don't think about the 3s.
No.
Oh, get the net. He's like, yo, don't show people you got a fish on. I'm like, dude. It's February. Haven't touched a flipping stick for like 5 months. Like, I'm like, get the net. He's like, that's a great big one. Don't lose it. Don't show people you're fighting it. He's like, that's a giant. Sheephead.
And here you're thinking, you're all
We
the
caught
way
2
in
fish.
Alabama.
We caught 2 fish all day, and I caught 2 sheepheads. He didn't catch anything. Last cast of the day, a long bomb the jig, and he's like dragging it back over that shell bed. And it's far. It's a long cast. Tonk said the I'm like, great big one. I'm like, that's it. There's no sheephead here.
Yeah.
Big sheephead. And Aaron's the king. When we went fishing for the Bass Cat Invitational, he caught like 10 on lipless.
They're aggressive. If you get them in the right.
I think they're cool, man. We don't have them here on Simcoe, but like I catch them when I go to Erie or sometimes on Georgian Bay.
They're not here on Simcoe?
No, there's not on Simcoe. None.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was seeing today.
Yeah. No, they're lake trout. Like, if it's an orange fin, they're lake trout or carp. Carp are not nowhere to be seen on shallow right now.
Because they're like, you can see the white belly. So
It's a lake trout, 100%, and their fins are orange right now because they're spawning. Like it's an orange, like
yeah.
it's a translucent orange. I don't know if we got a color to show you.
Well, it's the way the color of the carp are right now.
Yeah.
They turn that.
It's almost like this. The
Yeah.
high grip. Like
Yeah.
it's not a super bright orange. But yeah, it's exactly what it is. And the thing is, a carp would have came fair enough close to your boat, a lake trout, you'll be like, what is it? And she'll be gone as soon as she sees you. Yeah.
Good deal.
Pullin Lips says he's in North Carolina in the U.S. and the fishing is tough. They're recovering from the election. Maybe those bass. They're like, I don't know what's gonna happen now.
You know what's crazy? Here we look forward to the fall, like fall fishing, and a lot of these tournaments that have happened recently seem to be, the fall down south. And these guys are struggling to catch fish right now.
Really?
Like, well, look,
We don't see their temperature though.
that's true. We don't know what the temperature is, and it's still probably really warm.
That's, like when you said Guntersville, the thing is living there, like, it's cool because you can do whatever you want to fish there. You can dunk.
Yeah.
You can go fish docks. Good luck fishing docks because they're all look good.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes you half an hour to fish one
Oh, yeah.
properly. But you can. You get that frog bite. You got that offshore bite.
Yeah.
You get that grass bite.
Yeah.
Like that back of the creek bite. You can dunk some floating weed. Like, it's really cool for that. Chickamauga, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, you can fish dock early in the season, but it's mostly offshore. No grass or very little grass. Dude, the water level fluctuating 9 feet. Big. But I think Guntersville would have to be it. Like, what about Clear Lake? California
I
Delta.
think I'm going back right now.
California Delta.
Champlain. That would be it. That'd be it for me.
Champlain's is just a giant cooch to me, which is amazing.
Champlain has a very special place in my heart.
Because you can win with smallmouth and you can win with largemouth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The largemouth down south and Thai are getting very hard to come by now.
Yeah.
Well, they're all getting moved up north.
Yeah.
Like an hour away, but it's I'll go to Thai any day of the week and I'll fish down there and I'll have a blast.
Yeah. And you can fish them dunking, under docks, frogging. I love that. That's what I like about cooch. How do you want to catch them today from June to end of September?
I love that I can run from one spot to the next and be like, oh, I can catch smallmouth here.
Yeah.
You know, catch a couple smallmouth, keep going, and I'm back to largemouth, you know.
What other lakes can you do that on Ontario? Cooch for sure.
Cooch.
Where you can win with both.
Cooch.
Georgian Bay. You can win with both.
Yeah.
And yeah, Georgian Bay is like Cooch where you can catch solo fish and deep water fish both with both. What else has a good split like that?
Long
Balsam.
point on Erie.
Balsam.
If you do long point only, it can go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those largemouth, they can win down there.
Yeah.
But
Balsam.
Balsam, yeah.
You know what you'd be interested in? Because nobody fishes for them in tournaments. Like Simcoe largemouth only. Would you come?
Absolutely.
There's giants, man.
But yeah, I wanted to go find one today.
There's giants.
After about 1 o'clock, I'm like, I want to go find largemouth.
That's where I went. I went to Cooch catch largemouth, and I go in there catch my biggest smallmouth down. Like, what are you doing there, bro? I want a green. Buddy Scott Morrison, amazing angler. He had a tournament largemouth only on G-Bay today. 2 fish only got caught. The whole day, the whole field. I don't know how many boats there were. It was probably 10 boats, but
I
he
know
said
it's going to be tough.
he said he can catch 1 all day. I mean, you would think the largemouth would kind of turn a freak on a little bit.
Oh, you know what's fun to do right now? Go to a golf course and fish for the largemouth in there right now.
You think so?
Go back to like your pond routes and
Yeah.
pond hopping.
Yeah.
They
That'd be
fire
fun.
up, they school up.
Yeah.
Like, I fished one last fall. You know, it's just
They gotta eat, man. They know it's coming.
you got 5 4-pounders swimming together. Just
Yeah.
flip your jig in front of them. They
Yeah.
eat it. You just
Wow.
crack.
There's a lot of golf course your way too, eh?
But
Yeah, I don't have much of that here. Seb, you're gonna make some more pedestals spot? Yeah, it's on order. It's coming. Hoodies, they'll be Canadian Tackle Store. Like the t-shirts we have. Looking at some of the stuff, but Jesse's gotta go. It is 8:40. Been going on for an hour and a half, and if you guys got a couple more questions, he's gotta get going. He's gotta drive to Kitchener with his rig right now. It's dark. Don't hold him off too much. If you could choose favorite time of year to fish.
spring.
Spring? Like USA spring.
USA spring.
Like Pennsylvania, New York, largemouth, pre-spawn.
Lake Chautauqua, New York, pre-spawn.
A lot of guys are gonna hate you for dropping that nickname, but
It's not a secret.
it's not anymore.
It never was a secret.
I know. I mean, it's heavily pressured now.
I will put money that I know that lake better than any lake in Ontario.
It's a fun lake to fish, man. I know that lake really well. Maybe that's what we have a showdown, me versus you, next spring live on YouTube.
Well, you gotta have a boat first.
Well, I still have that one. I mean, I'll drive 40 miles an hour wherever I go and try not to sink. But,
Alright, here. We'll go to We Want You Cottages. We'll rent a tin boat each, and we'll have a fish off there.
yeah. Or we fish out of your boat.
Maybe we can do that.
We gotta, you know what's weird? Not to get too political, but I haven't heard anything about COVID since the beginning of the election in the U.S. Now it's like, you know?
Yeah. I don't know what to make of the whole thing.
It's like, it's a farce, man. It's a farce. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, on both sides, you do not hear about COVID. But I heard BC went into lockdown. BC went into 2-week quarantine lockdown. Like, not for everybody, but like, stay home unless you're essential.
Yeah.
Is that right? Can you guys check that out? Oweno says, meet you in the gulag. I'm on my way, bud. You play Warzone? Call of Duty?
Buddy, I don't even own a video game console. I don't own that. I don't own air jigs.
Yeah, we're gonna set you up, man. Where the
I'm
hay
living in
jigs?
the past.
Where are the hay jigs? But guys, we're gonna get going, man. Appreciate all the support you guys been giving us. Thanks for shopping at King Tackle Store. Check out Jesse's Instagram account. Jesse space or underscore?
No, Grumpy Goldman.
Grumpy Oldman?
Goldman.
Grumpy Goldman.
Because the Grumpy Old Men, the show, the movie,
Yeah.
it was John Goldman and Jeff Gustafson.
Yeah.
So me and my buddy, they used to fish together. We started our Instagram account at the same time when we fished all the time. So
Yeah.
he was Grumpy Gustafson, I
Yeah.
was Grumpy Goldman.
The Grumpy Goldman. There you go.
Yeah.
But I think if you type in Jesse Krawl, you come up.
Yeah, my name will come up and follow me
Krawl
out
with
there.
a K. K-R-A-W. You got some cool stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like you do videos and
Yeah.
you show how you caught them that day, on what bait and why.
And no secrets. You know,
Nah, I don't think-
I love this sport. I just want to help people. You know, I want to help people catch fish.
But the thing is, a lot of people don't like me because I share too much. Here's the thing, especially on Lake Simcoe, whatever worked 3 years ago won't work today.
Yeah.
It all evolves.
Yeah.
You know, sure it works. Like the Meigs has worked for a long time, but they get accustomed to that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not the whitefish as much because people keep them so they don't get a chance to be picky. You know.
Yeah.
But a bass, most people are turning bass today.
Yeah.
But guys, thanks for supporting Canadian Tackle Store. We're gonna sign this off. He's got to go home next weekend, next Sunday. We will be live again. There's a few seminars coming here at the Canadian Tackle Store. We're gonna do two a week. First come, first serve. Kim's gonna work on booking the appointments this week. We haven't set up a price for it yet, whether you purchase a certain amount in the store, and then we have a seminar, or you pay an entry fee and you can listen. It's only gonna be 5 people max. This is a small warehouse, and we want to keep it mano to mano. I don't want to talk to 100 people. I want to talk to you. If you have a question, you want to bring your fish finder, I'll set it up. I'll show you how to run. If you bring me a Lowrance, I'm going to dig back in my past and try to remember how they work. And if you bring me a Garmin, I'll try to set it up as much as possible. You want to bring your rod, you want me to spool it, we can do that. I'll be here for 2 hours. Well, you'll have to pre-book. Check on Instagram, Canadian Tackle Store. We'll do it from there. This is not live, so that means I can give you a lot more than I could give to 2,000 people that are going to watch the live. I kind of got to protect our fishery a little bit. So you invest your time with me, and I invest my time back with you guys. Thanks a lot. Canadian Tackle Store on Instagram. Grumpy Goldman on Instagram.